It's market day! Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name's Liz, aka Pigs Plushies, here on YouTube and over on Instagram. If we're not friends over there yet, we definitely should be. Our market venue is about 30 minutes away. So the market starts at 5, setup starts at 2, and I want to be there at 2 because it's first come, first serve on the spots. So, but it's currently 12:33 and 32 degrees, so that's why I'm all bundled up. I want to go there because it takes me a 30-minute drive. I'm gonna get some yummy tacos from a local taco place, and then I'm gonna go to the Dollar Tree and get more brown bags because I did not restock them for my last market, and then that'll give me plenty of time to eat and get situated, and then I'll probably be at the venue before 2 o'clock, but I'd rather be early than late, you know what I mean? So let's go. Okay, so I got here at 2 because setup started at 2, and it was just me setting up by myself. I usually have my husband when I set up, but he's still at work right now, so I had to do it by myself, which is why I wanted to get here right as you know, setup started, also because it was first come first serve. So I think I got a pretty good spot, although I'm pretty close to the DJ, so I don't know if I'll be able to film while the market's going on because of copyright issues. But yeah, so I got here at 2, I was done setting up by 3, and then I made my first sale at 3 o'clock because there was a guy picking up his daughter from a daycare that's right by, and he got a chicken, which is $15, but he only had a $20 bill. And I was like, let me run to my truck and get the cash box because I hadn't brought it out yet because the market hasn't even started yet. He's like, oh, just throw in this mini octo and then it'll be even 20. I'm like, perfect. So I've sold 2 things. At 3 o'clock, it's currently 4 o'clock. I've been prepping more mini octos. I already had the bodies done and everything. I just had to put stuffing and close them up. And I don't even know if I'm in frame right now. But yeah, I'm currently making a blue axolotl because I don't have one in stock because I sold it. Because I sold it at my last market. So yeah, that's the update. Okay, it's time for a recap of what sold and my best sellers and overall thoughts on the market. And obviously how much I made. I sold 9 mini octos. The pattern is all from Jade. They usually sell really good because they're small, affordable. The parents make their kids buy those instead of like a $30 item, which is fine. Then I sold a chicken for $15. The chicken pattern is Oak and Marlow. And then I sold a little duck or chick, if you want to call it that, for $16. That pattern's by Crochet by Jenna. Then I sold a pig for $15. That's one of my patterns. It's actually a free pattern over on my Instagram, or you can buy the PDF version on my Etsy shop. Then I sold a pink axolotl for $15. A purple axolotl for $15. A blue axolotl for $15. And that blue one is actually the one that I was making in the first clip at my market, and it sold. And that pattern is Crochet by Jenna. Then I sold a loaf cat for $25. That pattern is Annie Caraway Art. Then I sold, oh, my green dino lovey with the rainbow spikes on the back. That is by Mama Made Minis. I sold it for $32. Then I sold a Leggy Froggy for $10. That pattern is Not Jaded Comb. And then I sold a pink T-Rex for $25. And let me just tell you a story about that one. So I want to keep it real with you guys, and I wouldn't normally admit to this story because I feel bad about how it all went down, but I want to keep it real and I want to share my experiences with you guys. So here's what happened. There's this little girl, maybe 5-6 years old, looking around my booth for like 5 going on 10 minutes. She can't decide what she wants. She's just looking at everything. I'm like, oh, there's too many options, haha. And her dad's like, come on, hurry up and pick something. Like he was gonna buy her anything she picked up. And then this other girl comes up to the booth that I was acquainted with, like I knew her, and she picks up my strawberry cow. And she's like, here, keep this back because I'm gonna come back later and buy it. And so I did, and it's the only one I had. And then the little girl starts crying because she wanted that. And so I was like, I don't know what to do because that person already told me they were gonna come back and buy it, but they obviously hadn't given me money for it yet. And this little girl's crying and she looked so sad. She had the biggest brown eyes ever. I felt like a horrible person. And so she ended up buying the pink T-Rex, which she was happy about in the end. But the night goes on. At the end of the night, I'm packing all my stuff up, and what do I still have left? The strawberry cow. That girl never came back and bought the strawberry cow, so I should have let that little girl have it. So what I've learned from this is I'm not holding anything back unless you've already paid for it. Like, if you don't give me money, I'm not holding it back because I felt so bad, and now I feel even worse because that little girl was so sad and she could have had it. But I gave my card to the dad. I'm like, I have strawberry cows on there. I can make another one, so maybe he'll order one. I don't know. The next thing I sold was my gingerbread man for $28. I'm so glad he sold. I had him for about a year. I think I made him for this market last year. So another thing is this market was my very first market I went to last year. So we've come full circle, and I'll talk more about that later, but let me get through everything that sold. Then I sold a blue octo for $12, a pink axolotl for $15, a small unicorn lovey for $32, another loaf cat for $25, a strawberry turtle for $36, pink axolotl for $15, pink axolotl for $15, a little heart for $10. And so that's everything I sold. My best seller by far were the axolotls. I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So if I had to recommend anything to you, it would be the axolotls. Well, I sold 9 of the mini octos, so those were both my best sellers. I would recommend making the mini octo by All From Jade. It's actually a free pattern on her Instagram, and the mini axolotls by Crochet by Jenna, she does have a free YouTube tutorial of them, or it's a paid pattern on her Etsy shop and probably her actual shop. So before I get into the total, last year my first ever market was this market, December of 2023, and that was actually my best market I've ever had. It was my very first market, so to say that it set my expectations up high, it did. Last year I made a little over $800 at this market, so I was really excited coming into this market this year. I was like, oh, I can't wait, I'm gonna do just as good as I did last year. It was super busy last year, and then so this year it was actually a little bit colder. It was so cold. I had to put my little hand warmers in my boot because my toes were freezing. And I was crocheting the whole time to try to keep my fingers warm, and everyone thought I was crazy for not having gloves on and just like tucking my hands away, but I was like, I'm trying to move them to keep them warm. So anyway, I say all that to say, I guess it was because of the cold. The turnout I thought was busy, like my booth was plenty busy the whole time, but I did not do as well as I did last year. This year, from least to most, I took Venmo, Cash, and Square. In Venmo, I took in $40. In Square, I took in $136.65. And in cash, I took in $245 for a total of $421.65. And then my booth fee was $50, and the Square fees were $4.15. So after fees and everything, I came home with $367.50. Now, I don't want to come off as like ungrateful, because I'm super grateful to have profited that much, and the venue was close. I didn't have to drive an hour and a half like some other markets. So considering that, I didn't do too bad, but I was expecting more compared to my last year's experience, but it was colder and there was less vendors. So last year, it's like this little mall, like lined up, what do you call them, like a little strip mall, is that what you call it? And there was like vendors in front of each and every store, because it was like after hours, the stores were closed. And so last year there was a bunch of us, but this year she cut it down to 10 vendors only, so it looked so empty. So maybe people didn't come out because there weren't that many vendors, but I really think it was probably because of the cold. So yeah, that was my market experience. The market lasted 3 hours. It was from 5 to 8, and by 8 o'clock I was ready to go home because it was like 20 degrees and I was freezing. But yeah, I think I learned my lesson about saving things back for people, and I just wanted to share that experience with you. Hopefully you can take that into consideration at your markets. And if you already knew that and you're just looking at me thinking I am not very smart, well, then I can accept that, because you live and you learn. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you learned as much as I did. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions about markets or anything. I can do my best to answer them. Make sure to hit the button that looks like this and subscribe so you don't miss out on more. Bye!